happy Batman Day! Alright, so we are here at one of our local comic book shops where they are doing something special to celebrate Batman Day. And of course, we're representing. So stay tuned because today we're also gonna unbox a very special mail call. So stay tuned, follow us, and before we go in, we gotta be safe. So this chick is ready. Oh no. Alright, so as you saw earlier, we were at our local comic book shop and we were at Pulp Fiction, of course, so shout out to them. And we got to celebrate Batman Day, and here's some of the masks that I picked up today. Woohoo! So Theo picked up his as well, and lo and behold, he picked this one. Why am I not surprised? Anyway, and I got this one, my favorite. Alright, I'm gonna put that aside and I want to take you a little bit in a time travel. I want to share with you my comic books about Batman, and not all of my comic books. These are actually just some key issues that I think are worth mentioning to you. And for those that are not familiar with Batman, maybe you heard of him through the movies, but you don't really know about Batman, the comic books, here's a little history as well. So one thing that I got my hands into is this very special collection. Or collective item. It's Detective Comics number 27, and it's a pure silver foil collection. And you probably wonder, what does that mean? That means that this comic cover is actually pure silver, as the cover says, or the protector says. I am not gonna take it out of the protection cover, so as you can see, it's in a protector here, because it's pure silver and I want to send it to the CGC to get it graded. I've seen some of these come back with a 10. That's near mint, like almost perfect. And this one looks pretty good, so I do not want to risk putting my hands in it and having my fingerprints all over it. I want to protect its integrity. And as you can see, this one came out in May 1939. And why is this one so special? Well, it is the first appearance of Batman. And well, that makes it really special, and it's pure silver, and I am gonna send it to the CGC. So keep on following us because you're gonna see this one come back one of these days. It takes a while to get him back, but anyway. So Detective Comics number 27, first appearance of Batman. Then we get Detective Comics. From Detective Comics, we get the introduction of Batman, right? I want to share with you the comic books of Detective Comics that I have, because last year Detective Comics hit 1,000 issues, and I, as a true collector, got all the covers of Detective Comics 1,000 because that was pretty special. So I want to share with you the different covers that they made to honor that 1,000 issues of Detective Comics. These are pretty interesting issues, and they always talk about Batman somehow in them. So it's a good story to follow if you like to read all about DC Comics and Detective Comics. This is a good, the characters of DC. This is a good issue to pick up, and it's a pretty long history. I mean, they have 1,000 comics. That was last year. So I got all the covers. Let's fast forward to last Wednesday or this Wednesday, I'm not even sure now anymore. But this recent timeline, we got Detective Comics 1027. That's right. So 1,000 comic books after after Batman was introduced. We have Detective Comics 1027, and I got the 2 covers that they did to honor that one, and this is pretty special. I wanted to share that with you. And why am I sharing that with you? Well, because I like collecting comic books, and these ones are important. And remember that Detective Comics 27 introduced Batman? Well, then 6 months after that, in May 1939, we get Batman's own comic, and we get Batman #1, and this is Batman Masterpiece Edition #1. You can see here I got an 8.5 from CGC. Ta-da! So it's pretty neat, and I have done a special homage of this comic for my family, so I hope you've seen that video. If not, check it out. And now fast forward to very special comic books that I have of Batman, and this one is just to give you a little timeline, or show you a little bit of history of where Batman has come all this year, where he's come from as a character in DC Comics. So here is Batman 100, as you can see here, and you can see how the art is changing, the quality is changing, but the stories are still pretty cool. Batman 200, Batman 300, just have a look at that. Batman 400, this is Batman 500, Batman 600, Batman 700, and Batman 800. That means 800 issues. But in Rebirth issues, this is Batman 35. So follow along, because in those issues to last week, we are at Batman 99, as you can see here. So we're really close to Batman 100 of the Rebirth issues, but in reality, this is Batman 864 issue. So if you want to read about a comic book, a hero that has a lot of history, this is the story to pick up. 864 issues of Batman alone. So if this quarantine has you bored, what are you doing? Pick up some comic books, read out the whole story, man. There's a lot of things to follow up. There's a lot of things to do during this quarantine, and staying safe is #1 priority. So I hope you're reading up your comic books, guys. There's a lot of comic books online too, so check them out. You might be able to find these cool stories online. If anything else, I hope you enjoyed this video and some of my new edition buddies here. These are my nephew's toys, but for me, they're collectible. So once they're done playing, they're coming to my collection. I'm gonna polish them, clean them up, and they're gonna stay with me for a couple of years. Anyway, I hope you like this special video celebrating the Night Crusader, Mr. Batman. Until then, my friends, don't forget to follow us, subscribe at YNC Comics. See you next time.